Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Brew Crew Steelers review. I don't know what you can review on that shitty game. The only thing I reviewed is I ate 3 chicken sandwiches in about 3 minutes, I believe, less than 3 minutes. Um, yeah. Um, Pittsburgh Steelers, 10 points. Cincinnati Bengals, 41 points. They swept the series the first time since 2002. This game remind me of Chuck Noll's game when he lost to the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals when I was a senior in high school. Ladies and gentlemen, the 80s are here. And if you ever been in the 80s, it wasn't a good time to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers. And today was not a good day to watch the Steelers. So let me have some questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them as best that I can. I'm just saying it's just unbelievable. First off, I got some stats written down here because I couldn't go in my head because I've been so pissed off since the first drive, which we deferred and we let them drive right down the field. We can't stop anybody. We can't stop an 85-year-old lady crossing the street right now. Our defense is averaging, I believe, the Cincinnati Bengals almost had 200 yards rushing today. Counting last week and counting the Detroit game, everybody's averaging over 150 to about almost 200 yards against us. And we had TJ Watt in today. We had Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick got an interception. Whoop-de fucking do. Look, Najee Harris had 23 total yards. I just don't understand it because our line a couple weeks ago was actually being a lot better. Now they're 10 steps back. So I believe Kendrick Green needs to be a guard, not a center. And Dan Moore is getting beat really bad. And on that last play where Ben's arm got hit, that was Moore's fault, not Ben's. He didn't even know he was getting hit. He probably tore something in his elbow. Everybody wants Big Ben to sit down. I understand that, but it doesn't matter because we hopefully get a better pick in the draft, and then Ben has to sail off into the sunset because Matt Canada's offense and Big Ben Roethlisberger, there is no cohesiveness, and the Cincinnati Bengals just beat the living piss out of us. Big Ben threw for 263 yards, had one touchdown to Pat Vermouth at the almost the end of the game. Well, I don't even know why he was in there, ladies and gentlemen. He had 2 interceptions. He had one interception that was done by Mike Hilton, ex-Steeler, ran it right in for a touchdown. He was sacked 3 times because our line is terrible. There's no holes for the running back to go through. And if I was Najee Harris, definitely do not buy your offensive lineman any isotonic gloves or any watches or anything such of the sort because you're getting your ass beat and you're still trying and you're not even averaging 50 yards right now. And this is ridiculous. And the play calling is atrocious. Burrow was 20 for 24 for 190 yards. 1 touchdown to 1 INT. He was picked off by Fitzpatrick by the sidelines, but they just ran the ball. Mixon was he had rushed for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. They could not stop him at all. They haven't stopped anybody in the last 3 weeks. I don't know where our defense is at. Keith Butler, you got to go. You're terrible. Your time is to ride out into pasture 2. I believe there needs to be a house cleaning of sorts. We have no defensive line. The standard is not the standard and won't be the standard for a long time, and I'm tired of that expression. And if you guys are Steeler fans, you're tired of that expression too, because that's a bunch of shit anyway. I was actually very quiet during the game, but I went out, like I said, and whipped down 3 chicken sandwiches in less than 3 minutes, and I'm keeping my peace. But it's just it's terrible. We can't stop anybody defensively. We can't get any cohesive drives going. Ben's running around for his life, and look, I understand. I know that Ben is just not 100%. He's probably not. I wouldn't be either if my tackle wouldn't block shit and I kept getting hit. And Mason Rudolph coming in is not going to do us any good anyway. We need to get a mobile quarterback in the draft. And if Tomlin doesn't want a mobile young quarterback, he's an idiot, because look what's going on with Bill Belichick. He drafted a quarterback, and I believe the Patriots won today. And now the Patriots, you're going to be your rookie of the year is Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to be the rookie of the year because he took the Patriots into the playoffs, where our rookie of the year should be racking up yards and can't even get 50 yards against the Cincinnati Bengals, who actually swept us the first time since 2009. This is ridiculous. I don't know where to go from here. So I try to maintain, but realistically, our offensive line is a D- or an F right now. Cam Hayward is the only thing that we got. TJ Watt come in the game today. He had 2 tackles. He was irrelevant all day. They ran away from him. He didn't do any type of blow up plays. He didn't make any splash defensive plays like he does before. I believe he's not 100%, and that's why they knew that they were getting beat, so they took him out in the halfway through the fourth quarter and get him out of there, and they got Cam out of there, and they got Robert Spillane went out with a knee injury, and Devin Bush could be the biggest bust in a long time since Walter Abercrombie, I'm guessing. So, I mean, if Beth, you watched the first time ever you turned a game and didn't. Well, I was going to turn the game off too, Beth, but I had to watch it because it was a train wreck and I couldn't look away because I was seriously hoping for something. But last Sunday night, we scored 27 points in a quarter and we couldn't even score 10. We couldn't even get 13 points. Like, I just don't understand Tomlin's philosophy on getting out. He's getting out coached. He thinks he's doing stuff that's right, but I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly don't think so. And the only coach that I think that they should have, if they did any housekeeping, sweeping, is keeping. I agree, Shiki, but we're not going to fire Tomlin. Danny Smith, the special teams coach, is, well, that Buccaneers game, I watched the end of that. When you got Tom Brady with 3 minutes to go, all your money's on Brady. And Leonard Fournette just ran it right in, and they beat the Colts. And when he ran it right in, he ran it in third. They didn't need a field goal. They ran it right in for a touchdown. When teams have to win, they strive. And if you give Tom Brady the ball with 3 minutes, you're a winner if you bet on Brady. I hate to say this, but I just don't understand how it's going to be. I'm sure this whole week Tomlin's going to be talking. I just want to watch Pittsburgh Dad, and I want to watch the comedian who plays Tomlin, because it's all been a comedy act for the last couple of years, because now it's the middle of November, and this is where we crush. This is where we crash right now, ladies and gentlemen, on the BrewCrew Steelers Review. This right here, Zach Taylor's outcoached Tomlin in 3 consecutive games. Yeah, I believe that. This year the Bengals have first string outscored them 65-13. Yeah, Brandon, that's something that it's unattainable. I believe, Brandon, that Tomlin is trying to be more than what he is as a head coach. I believe, because I was out at that game, he was out in the field talking to his defensive players. I believe that he is more of a defensive coordinator than Keith Butler right at this moment. And really, they might as well get rid of Keith Butler and get rid of him. And Matt Canada, in all my years of being a Steeler fan, we have never had an offensive coordinator sitting up in the press box. His plays, this ain't Pitt football. He's just not going to, it's just not working out. And we don't even run the ball anymore. Like, it is crazy. And we can't, like, I feel so bad for Najee Harris, and I hope he lasts longer than 3 seasons with this offensive line. We have a lot of salary money we can do. We need to sign some big linemen, and we need to get some cohesiveness and draft a quarterback. I know Tomlin doesn't want a quarterback in the draft, but Kenny Pickett. Kenny, all the way. So we're 5-5-1. We're almost out of the playoff hunt. This was the most important game we had to win to beat Cincinnati. We have next week, we have the Baltimore Ravens. And if they run like Detroit, the Chargers, and Cincinnati has on us right now, we cannot stop the sieve. We are going to average in the next couple weeks over 1,000 yards in 5 games of total rushing against us. Everybody's going to be averaging about 150 to 200 yards against us. And Steelers defense cannot have that. And we don't have anybody. Stephon Tuitt, I don't know where you're at, buddy. You're not even, I know you're hurt and stuff like that, but we need you. We need you now. We need something. We need to sign, somebody, and we can't because there's nobody out there. And it's just terrible. And I know it's me going off in a tangent, but ladies and gentlemen, it's ridiculous. Like, they kicked our ass. They scored on the first 4 drives. Yeah, we couldn't stop them if we wanted to. And you got TJ and Fitzpatrick back and nothing. So I don't know. Where do we go from here? I don't have any clue because this is ridiculous. Poor offensive line blocking. Nobody cared. They knew they were getting their ass beat. I should have, instead of adjusted like I wrote on thing, I should have adjusted my TV to watch Disney Plus or Netflix. That was my adjustment for the second half, but I kept watching it because I always watch it, and I'm glad I didn't have to work today, but I just don't know. Like Deontay Johnson had some good catches, but it was all underneath, and he was trying. Claypool had that big long one, but I don't know anymore. It's just these games piss me off. Tomlin, wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers passed on pick at the draft. I believe that's a huge mistake. That is a huge mistake. Like Highsmith is okay. Like if Highsmith, we have 5 or 6 games left. Highsmith right now got 3 sacks. So if he gets 2 to 3 more, he gets 3 more, I think he did just as good as Bud Dupree did last year. I think Bud had maybe 8, maybe offhand. I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me. We need a young, mobile quarterback, and Pickett is breaking. Pickett is just, you don't see that stuff every day. The Pittsburgh Steelers could have drafted another Pitt, and I'll say this till the day I die. In 1983, we needed a nose tackle, and we Gabe Rivera. Dan Marino was there. We passed him up. You can watch it on ESPN, 30 for 30. I got it in my house, 30 for 30. If we wouldn't have passed, if we'd have drafted and took Dan Marino, we would be the 80s would have been so much better. But ladies and gentlemen, on the BrewCrew Steelers review, get ready because the 80s are coming. If we don't correct these problems, if we don't correct the offensive plays, and if we don't correct Dan Moore as a tackle, and maybe fix Green and take him out of a center and go get a center and make him a guard, because we are going to have issues. And Najee Harris is not going to be around because he's going to get beat up so bad. Okay, our receivers are great. Our tight ends are good. But they lost their fire when they were getting the shit kicked out of them today. And having been in there for their whole game, Tomlin, you should have set his ass down. I'm a Big Ben fan, and I know Big Ben, this has got to be his last year because realistically, his elbow's hanging with duct tape and crazy glue. And he just forced the issue, and then one interception turns into two. It could have turned into three. And then you get the INT for the touchdown by an ex-Steeler who they didn't even try to sign him because he just rolled out. And now he's having a half decent year, and we do miss him on defense. I believe we do, and we miss a couple of people too. Our defense is probably now in the bottom half of the NFL. Definitely our run defense. You know, their number one pick, the receiver, he didn't even do that. He didn't do too much, but Higgins had like 160. What do he have? He had 114 yards and a touchdown. He had 6 receptions. Tyler Boyd didn't do too much either. But ladies and gentlemen, I can rant and go off and do whatever, but realistically, this was the worst game by the Steelers so far this season, and the last 3 weeks have been crucial for them to get into playoff hunt in the AFC, and I believe now they are looking, they were on the outside looking in, and they have the rest of the season to get against these strong AFC opponents, and it's not looking good because we got the Ravens coming up. We got the Ravens twice, Kansas City, Tennessee, and we got the Vikings, and we end it with Cleveland. So, and our run defense sucks, and our offense is terrible, and I don't know where to go from here. Besides, we're 5-5, which is 500, 5-5-1, but realistically, that doesn't mean anything. I really didn't go into the stats. I don't have any players in the game, not a one, because it doesn't fucking matter because we didn't win. We got our asses beat, and they should have never even. It looks like they didn't even show up today. So I can't wait till we clean house, and we get an offensive coordinator that's down on the field, and we get a defensive coordinator that can coach, and it's not a hand puppet to the head coach. And Bazooka Joe, Danny Smith was the only coach that I think that deserves to still be on his team. And I don't like Mike Tomlin. I never did because he's more a rah-rah coach than an X's and O's coach. And the standard is the standard. And right now our standard is getting our asses beat, having offenses run on us for almost 200 yards a game. And hopefully we can get a high draft pick. And this is god awful. But I appreciate everybody for jumping on. I appreciate everybody. It's been a bad couple 3 weeks of this Steelers stuff, and I don't think it's going to get any better. But I'm going to watch it like I always do. This has been a long rant. I'm not happy, and if you're a Steeler fan, you're not happy. I don't know all the answers. I never said I did, but we have Big Ben, who's my age and can't do anything, but is better than the people that we have on the bench. We need to draft a young mobile quarterback, and Tomlin doesn't want a young mobile quarterback. But guess what, Tomlin? Bill Cowher drafted a quarterback that was young, and he went 15-1. So there you go. And we need some linemen to block. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this week's BrewCrew Steelers Review on the Triple B Experience channel. Please hit like, subscribe. We're going to be back in. It's been the holidays. I've been eating a lot of turkey. Like I said, I've been eating. But ladies and gentlemen, hit like, subscribe. Thank you for all the support. Next week, it's the Ravens, and God bless America. I don't know. Hopefully, Cam Hayward tackles Lamar Jackson and something. He pulls something, and he's out the whole game. I'm praying right now. Okay. God bless. Okay, everybody. Thanks for listening. It's been a shitty day, and I'm going to go watch Netflix and Disney Plus now. So thank you. Thanks for watching the BrewCrew Steelers Review. And this is Bubba Brewer, and I am out, and I'm out of Steeler comments. And I can only imagine what Madden's going to say tomorrow. Or Cam did look defeated, Beth. The whole team looked defeated. I looked defeated watching it. I was quiet, which is terrible. I'm defeated right now but I defeated 3 chicken sandwiches before I got on here, and that's not good. That's terrible. Okay. Well, everybody, this is our Thanksgiving ass kicking that we got kicked by the Cincinnati Bengals on the Brew Crew Steelers review. I'm Bubba Brewer. I'll see you guys this week. Hopefully we can beat the Ravens. I hope. Okay. I'm going to watch TV and shake my head. Okay. Thank you and good night.